today. Got to give YouTube the first love. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to starting the YouTubes first. We are in a GC trade. Where are we at? We're looking to get picked up maybe for a CL trade. That would be great if that would happen. And then we are, where are we at? We are in a, well, we were in an NQ trade, but that didn't quite, we actually got out. We're up about 870 for the day. Pre-market, just a little slow pre-market trading. That NQ trade, you can't see it, but I mean, obviously, or not obviously. Well, I guess I can show it on the YouTube because the other platform that we stream to, we're not allowed to show it. We're up about 480. All right, let's stream this other, save it. I don't know why it takes forever for YouTube to save stuff. Whatever. All right, well, we just got started. We're started on TradingView. We are up and running. We are in we level check trade, called it in Discord. You weren't in Discord, then obviously you didn't see what I was trading, so you should probably be in Discord if you want the best possible stuff. That's what I would highly suggest. Highly suggest you check out the Discord. So we're up about 420 on that GC trade. I don't know how well that'll work out. Probably should take some profit here because it is a fade trade. So, but we'll give it a little bit more room before we take a little bit of profit here. Actually, I'm going to take one off.
Order filled.
There we go. It's stalled. It's going to knock us out. I don't have patience for the fade trade today. I mean, I do, but I don't have patience for this one. All right. I'm following my process now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow the process. Haha. All right.
Stop filled.
Ah, we got stopped out, of course. Let's see if we can stay in that GC trade. NQ is about to hit a level, so we'll watch that.
Order filled.
All right, we got picked up on the GC trade, or the CL trade. Let's see how that rolls.
Stop filled.
Of course, got stopped out of the GC trade. We expected that. It's a fade trade. Obviously, if you look at the actual GC market, we've already done our pre-market analysis on that. Oh, fuck you, I can't see that shit. Pretty obvious. If it holds that previous day, we've got a level right here, right around 2039. That aligns with a couple other things. That's what we'd be trading off of there on GC, I believe. Looking for that 2039 level to sell off. So, or 2039. So we probably should trade up to that level, but we'll give it a little bit of time. So we're going to look to maybe get picked up right around 2023. Probably could do a participation trade here on this pullback here on GC. So we're in one lot on GC. Just a little participation trade. Don't want to get too crazy up in there. Market just opened. I mean, it just hit the 5 minutes. So I think we want to, yeah, there we go. Up about $90 in that. Always start a little bit slow. Probably should. It looks like the NQ is going to rip or go up. Not rip up, but go up. So we'll do a participation trade on the way up. What the fuck? Why did it disconnect me? Oh, I hate this friggin' platform. I literally hate this platform. Friggin' TradingView sucks on multiple levels. Just random disconnect me for no reason. Just decided to, just for the hell of it.
Stop filled.
Stupid ass platform.
Stop filled.
We'll see what's going on there. I don't know what went on there. All right. So we are long in the NQ. Why am I getting recommended this stupid thing? Okay. Got to watch the actual market here. Well, we're up about $100 on one lot on that CL trade. So that's good.
Stop field.
Got stopped out of that CL trade. I mean, really the market's just kind of ranging right now. Trying to figure out what it wants to do. The hell is that? Okay, I think that worked. I don't know what happened. Just looking at the market. Let's see. We got our levels already pre-signed already, actually. What the heck? I didn't properly get logged in. I think I'm logged into the wrong account. Here. I don't know. Sorry, I'm focusing on Sierra chart too. That's the other thing that I'm focusing on. Yeah, look at that GC trade. We'll have to look at that a little bit closer. Is it gonna lose that level? I think we trade against it one more time. So trade against that level one more time. NQ is gonna try to make a rise up here.
Order filled.
I think we'll wait for a little bit of a pullback and then we'll put our trail stops down here. We'll see. Already did GC analysis. Have our upside range. Key is, does it use these levels? I'm gonna make coffee here in a little bit too. I don't know, I had a little fun with the thumbnail today. I was a little bored. I need to entertain myself. So I figured I'd title today, I love the smell features in the morning. Do we have a quasi news day, right? It is a quasi news day. We got the petroleum report at 10:30. Treasury refunding already happened. We have the FOMC announcement at 2. And then the Fed chair is going to announce his OnlyFans at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So oh, look at that. That one participation trade we did on the actual NQ moved
Order
a little
filled.
bit, but give it a little bit more room. It's really skittish on this move here. It's hitting a level here right around 225. We expect that. Hits 225, then it's probably going to go to 300. So that's what we're watching for there. So if it hits 225, rips above 225, it's probably going to go to 300. Is probably what we're looking at. But we don't know that yet. And then we did get picked up on one of the GC trades. I'll watch that here. Up about $90 on the GC trade. Only one lot. I'm trading slow, obviously, just easing my way into the day. I want to get too crazy. Number one, we're in a lot of ranges, so there's no reason to get too crazy when you're in the middle of ranges. NQ, we're up about 300 on that trade there. Not bad for one trade. One lot. Chart 3 is looking to break out there.
Order filled.
What did we get picked up on? Oh, got to be careful with this CL trade. So this one actually is a little bit... Ooh, there we go. That's why we need to be careful. Because we're buying the low.
Order filled.
Damn, look at that. Some volatility hit.
Stop filled.
Got knocked out. $97 on that NQ trade. And then just need to be careful on this CL trade that we don't get too crazy with it. It is a fade. We are kind of at some key levels on that trade, so that's why I'm trading it. Look at that. The one lot on our GC is kind of working. We can kind of get out of this. If we wanted to be long on that bad boy, where would we be long? I think we'd be long probably down to 217.6. That's where we'd be long on that thing. So right now we'll just kind of let it roll along the way it is. Well, I was looking, chart 3 was looking for a breakout, but it failed, so we'll start one right here. We'll start an entry right around there, 193, and we'll do another entry here, and then we'll do another entry here. Might not get there based on the volatility. Should love the volatility. Love the volatility in the morning. How's everyone doing? Anybody? P&L wise, we're up about $1,000. Just $1,000. $1,000. We do have open profit. Not really a mixed bag, but somewhat of a mixed bag. Okay. What the hell? Okay, I don't know why that. We're up about 1024. See if we can maintain that capital. Sure we can. Any questions? Any tickers? Anybody want to look and see what my GC analysis is? This is my GC analysis. PDC, and then we got the 4-day KL. So right around 2023 is probably below that is where we want to look to get a little bit long on GC. So GC below. So members, I would look at that. I'm saying look at that on the NQ trade because it looks like it's going to hold, but I don't want to get too aggressive there. We're up on the CL trade, but we're going to just be a little bit cautious there. I do think, I assume, I don't assume, below here is the previous day open. Morning, TA. Good to see you here. So below 2023 or so is the previous day open on GC, right? We go to the day. Boom. 2023 is holding up so far. But overnight did range down. The overnight low is 216.3. So I would, somewhere in this range, 219. So we did get knocked out of that GC trade. So we kind of expected that, didn't we? GC below the PDC. See if we, I probably should have gave that a little bit more room. Damn it. I missed the NQ trade. Pissed me off. Talking and not trading.
Order filled.
Little jerk. Here we go. We caught some of it maybe. Don't want to get too aggressive. It might come back and pull back a little bit harder. That's what she said. Okay, fine. I'll chase you, you little bastard. Gotta watch for this CL trade. We are in profit. Oh, sorry to hear that, TA. Obviously that's a sign of some kind of psychological thing, right? Mindset, psychological thing. When you broke all the rules. Still here for the next. Yeah, onwards and forwards. Still here. You're still alive for the next try. Yeah, see.
Stop filled.
Yeah, I just missed that trade, so I didn't. I just got out. Yeah. The CL trade is really a fade trade, so it's just a fade trade, and it's showing some initial signs that it might break, but don't really want to put too much behind it until it does break. And then GC, do we sell GC again? That's the question.
Order filled. Order
I
filled.
didn't get picked up on that pullback on NQ. So I'm now just chasing it at the highs like an idiot. Yeah. I like the 217.5 on GC, so I think we trade against that.
Order filled.
So, we'll scale up to here. We're looking for 217.5 on GC. I like that long area for GC.
Order filled.
What do we get picked up on? Yeah, damn it. I'm kind of right on this CL trade, so I know I'm not right. I mean, I'm kind of reading that the way that I think it needs to be read, I believe, but I could be wrong. So 217 is the key level. It does have a decent level there. So it's RDA, chart 4, 217 spot 2 is kind of what we're looking for. So we'll see if that CL trade or GC trade can get down there. We're in one NQ trade, one lot. Just trading one little lots here and there. Just the volatility, I'm not quite in sync with the volatility yet. So let me get in sync with the volatility. And then I will push it to the limit. And then I will be getting I gotta make sure we're out of tunnel vision, make sure we're focused on what the chart is telling us and not what we want to think. So based on that, chart 5 is breaking out. Gold's selling off. I mean, obviously you got 220, like I said, 217 spot something is where I'm looking at. The E-mini Dow, it's the middle of the range, that's why I didn't trade that. CL, we're fading that move, so we're just giving a little bit of room, just a little bit of an opportunity there on the CL trade to actually move the counter direction that it should be moving. Okay, I guess we can put some trailing stops in the NQ. It's probably going to pull back and take us out, but that's fine. Make $100 here, $100 there for now. I'm fine with that till I kind of see the major opportunity of scaling in. Don't have a major opportunity yet of scaling in yet. All right, these are invalid. These limits on GC. I should be trading in thirds anyways. I'm just, like I said, I like to start slow. So, I'm completely fine starting slow until I see the trades that I really want to get heavy on or I really want to focus on. Right now we're in the middle of a range in GC, so there's no real edge there. NQ's breaking out. We're waiting for that fade trade on crude oil CL to work out, possibly. And then I guess we
stop filled.
We got knocked out of the NQ. Maybe we'll wait for a pullback here, a little bit deeper pullback down to there to get picked up. We'll do 2 lots. We're up about $1,300 today. GC's the GC. I'm just not putting my stops way too tight on GC, but I just don't feel like taking a loss. I was in the trade up above. I should have believed the level. Not believe, but once I got confirmation. Now we do have a rollover on chart 2 on GC, so that's something to watch. Got a rollover momentum and bias there in chart 2. On the NQ, it's look, NQ, we've got a stair step pattern, very obvious. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. I love when I do that and then my whole screen goes blank. Trade Room Alpha. For those that are new, number one, you'll want to join Discord down below. I'm trading the Rex Dog system. It's a highly effective trade system developed by me in the bowels of the basement. I guess you could say. I don't know where it was developed. Rex does love the smell of futures in the morning. He got up all excited today. He got up and pawed me today, actually. Like, he didn't really want anything. He just wanted me to wake up. That's all. He went over and started pawing me. And I'm like, what's up, man? Do you want to go outside? He didn't want to go outside. He just wanted me to get up. Like, I think he was just lonely. He was just like, hey, man, it's kind of lonely right now. Like, it's just me and you. We're chilling, but, like, I'm kind of bored. You need to get up. Entertain me. I really think that's what he was thinking. I'm going to give a little bit of room there on that CL trade, see if it works out. We're up about, GC, we're up about 200 or so. Like I said, 217 spot something is where we're at. Haha, I threw that chip before I walked in the room. Come on, man.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
What did I get stopped out on? Oh, GC. Volatility hit. Okay. What's going down? Did some news hit? Looks like it. Oh, 9 o'clock. That's why. 9 o'clock hour. Just the 9 o'clock hour. I don't believe there's any news right now. Yeah, there's no news right now. Just the 9 o'clock hour. Just 9 o'clock volatility. Well, I guess we'll take it. We're up 15.26 today so far. We'll take the extra $300. Haha. Rex threw that every game in the room. So I guess we could do this. For those that want to see. Here's where we're at for the day. 15.26. Winning trades 84%, losing trades 11 if you care that for that number. That's where we're currently at. Looking to get picked up. Would have been nice to actually get into that GC trade again. I don't know if we're going to have a good opportunity. Well, I guess we should. We'll see if we can get picked up here for the potential sell-off there on that thing. Might be picked up here on an NQ trade, but we probably should pull that back a little bit. There we go. That CL trade's starting to punish us a little bit. That's what happens when you do a fade, man. Come on, man. Pick me up. Pick a trader up. It's pretty quiet today. Maybe I'm not entertaining. Are you not entertained? As Russell Crowe would say. Or maybe everybody's just focused on trading. So if you're new here, you want to join Discord down below. If you're on TradingView, you'll see a link down below. If you're on YouTube or some other platform, you'll see a link in the description. That's where the best stuff happens. If you're interested in becoming a Bravo, basically it's free. You can kind of learn the philosophy of our trade system.
Order filled. Order filled.
What did I get picked up on? GC. Okay. GC picked us up. We'll see. Let's not get too aggressive on that trade. But we'll play the
order filled.
There we go. All right, easing our way into it. We might
order
get filled. There we are, picked up for the GC trade. Trade up to this level here on chart 2. It's like NQ is going to pick us up here. Maybe an overshoot on chart 2 of the RDA. We'll see.
Order filled.
There we go. Got picked up on the NQ. And then we'll see if we get picked up down below.
Order filled.
Got picked up on... There we go. We're starting to ease our way into the market. Up on the NQ, about $200 on 2 on GC right now. We'll see if that trade continues in our direction. Like I said, we're targeting 217 on that GC trade. So that's what we'd like to see.
Order filled.
All right. Got picked up on another CL trade on the actual.
Order filled.
Yeah. I shouldn't be fading that, I guess. We'll see. See how that works out. Ooh, man. Getting pretty volatile around these parts. We're in 2 NQs. We're in 2 GCs. And then we're in 6 CLs. So we'll see. That CL trade is a fade. I probably should be momentum there. GC, kind of just playing with that limit there, that area there. NQ is looking to break, or trying to break out. I thought we had our opening range indicator up on this spot. No, we don't. Let's remove that. So, fuck. X dog opening range version 1.0. Boom. Okay. You can add it, TradingView. You don't need to be all stubborn. There we go. Okay, let's edit and modify that. Let's remove the background color. Let's remove the delta. And let's just do okay. There we go. And I don't know why it's set to 2. I don't want it 2. I want it 1. Ah, look at that. Oh well, I guess we're doing good on GC now, but or CL and GC, but then the NQ's punishing us a bit for entering that trade a little bit aggressively. We'll give it a little bit of room. CL looks like it maybe found a bid at that low, so we'll see if that works out. I mean, we're up, we were up 800 or so, but once again it's a fade. So, and then yeah, which we expect it's hitting the key level. So far, I guess if we got out today, we'd be up about 2,500 right now on all our positions. But ooh, look at that CL trade. That's pretty nice. Not bad to be part of that trade. Guess this is invalid now. See if that continues to move. GC's selling off around 350. All right. I think we're on the right side of a couple things here, except for the NQ trade. Other than the NQ trade, which we're just buying at key levels, it might not pull. I mean, it might not rise up. We're hitting a key level on the actual CL. So up about 1,500 on that trade, but we're down roughly $400 on the NQ trade. Yeah, I guess I should have reversed up there. I guess I'll take some profit on if CL rips above 69.31. I'll probably take some profit on that thing just to kind of maximize the profit potential of what we're seeing there.
Order filled.
Up about $500 on those 2 lots on GC. So let's put some trailing stops up in there. Let's manage that trade. Okay. Put one here, and then we'll put one here, and then these buys, the sells are invalid. It's really, really, I'm going to be pissed if it takes me out. I'm not going to be pissed, but I will be upset with you, GC, if you take me out on these trailing stops. It will hurt my feelings. Screw you then.
Order filled. Order filled.
I just took one off on GC just because it's stalling. It was pissing me off. So I wanted to book about $200 in profit. Yeah, CL fade's looking good so far. I'm giving it a little patience to kind of like rip through this 69 spot 25 level. But because then I want to take probably two off, just take some profit. I mean, well, actually, if it does that, I probably won't, but I should just take one off now. Problem is, I don't know exactly where my basis is. I know where my position is. I just don't know where I don't remember exactly where I started that. Yeah.
Order filled. Order filled.
Yeah, I started that too early. I got to give it room. Yeah. See, I should have took profits up there. Now it's whether or not it holds this level at 69 spot 03. But it's probably going to make me wish that I took profits up there. CL likes to punish me sometimes. There we go. NQ is trying to reverse, but at this point in time, it's not exactly a fade, but we're in the middle of a range. Obviously on the 62. The 60 is like, 60 is momentum and bias long. So really we're trading with the larger time frame there on the NQ. And these gold people, they really don't want to sell off. They really don't want to sell off. They don't want to commit to hitting 217. Freaking CL, man. Just freaking rip up. CL really likes to just punish me from time to time. Yeah, little bastard. See what it's doing? It's just punishing me. It's just intentionally begging me to get out of the position. Oh, and then Q. Same thing, little bastard.
Order filled. Order filled.
Hate being on the wrong side of that NQ trade, but we were scaling in, so it's not like I'm not scaling in correctly. Scaling down to here, down to this level. See how that goes. Come on. Yeah, CL is going to come back to my entry. I guarantee it. It's going to come back to my entry and it's going to piss me off. Knew I should have sold at that level. I didn't know, but perfect level. Look at that. Hits that level perfectly. We had it marked. We had that earmarked pre-market too. Freaking bastard. Sharing this in Trade Room Alpha. Like, look at that. Perfectly sold off at the level. I didn't change it. That's pre-market. I mean, it's a fade trade, so I mean, you expect that. You expect it to hit the momentum indicator and then sell off, but it doesn't mean I can like it. Doesn't mean I like it. Doesn't mean I enjoy it. I don't like my basis for NQ. So if I get if the market provides me an opportunity to get out, I'll probably get out of that trade. I just don't like the basis for it. But we're scaling into what what we want to see is another move up. But I started that scale in a little too early. Got a little too, I don't know what the word is, happy with it. All right, CL, you're going to make me put in trailing stops. That means you're probably going to come in and knock me out. But you know what? We're going to protect this position. At this point in time, there's no reason to take a loss. I've given it an opportunity. We're just going to put some trailing stops in here.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
Knocked out a GC. GC really wanted to knock me out, obviously. Question is, do we sell GC again? That's the question. So here on this NQ trade, if I get an opportunity to get out, I will probably get out. But I don't think it's going to give me an opportunity. I think it's going to hit up here, and I think it's going to sell off. So I'm just going to have to scale in lower. So I think it's going to hit this level right here, maybe a little bit higher, maybe up to 210, and then it's not going to give me an opportunity to get out at break even. I don't think it's going to. Little bastard. I mean, we were trading momentum on that. We still are.
Filled. Stop filled.
Fucking A. Fuck you, CL. I'm mad that I didn't take profit there at that top level. And I'm mad that it's now going to probably take me out of this trade. And I'm not going to maximize the profit on that thing. It was a fade trade. I should have took profits. But my basis wasn't that great. Or not my basis. Those first two lots I would have took off, that would have just basically been, probably lost about $110. So, you know, I wanted to see if it was going to break the level, which obviously it's not. Little bastard. See, you're going to knock me out. Makes me wish that I actually was trading with momentum instead of fading the market. There's no one on TradingView today. I guess maybe my Rex loves the smell of futures in the morning, puts people off too much. I don't know. It's hard to tell with TradingView. Sometimes there's people watching. Sometimes I don't even watch it. All right, the market's going to provide me with an opportunity to get out here on the NQ. So I did get one opportunity there. The question is, do I take it? Well, let's see.
Order filled.
I did take it. So some of you might wonder, well, why didn't you just wait on it? Look, I have a rule. If I'm in a trade and the trade just doesn't work in the desired time frame that I expect, and the market gives me an opportunity to get out, I take the opportunity.
Stop filled.
Because I can always start over. So I'd rather lose $100 getting out of the market on a position that I wasn't quite satisfied with. And, you know, I'm sure most traders can recognize that feeling of like, oh, now I'm in profit. You know, then the hope starts to stick in. I mean, I don't really get to that mode anymore, but yeah, that's what happens. You're like, oh, okay, now I'm in profit. Oh, now if it just goes up a little bit more, I can make $300. I can make, you know, whatever it is, right? Well, as we see here, the market's kind of playing around. So I have a rule basically like, and also the scale-in strategy for those that, you know, what did I just do? I just executed our scale-in strategy. What did I tell you about the scale-in strategy? The scale-in strategy, 80% of the time with our system, you scale in underneath the scale-in model. 80% of the time, the market's going to give you one opportunity to get out. Now I'm going to wish that I stayed in that trade. But the good thing about this is that good thing about trading, if you keep your capital and you maintain your capital, you can always start over. That's the great thing about trading. So if you keep your capital and you protect your capital, you'll get another opportunity to trade again, because the market's always going to be there. But of course, I look at this move up. I'm like, well, damn it, I should have just stayed in it. But once again, whenever I break my rule, I pay for it. So for those that are wondering, why didn't you just stay in that? Why did you stay in the CL trade, for instance, compared to like, why did you get out of the NQ trade? Well, the CL trade operated exactly how I expected, per the model of fade trading. The only thing I did wrong is I didn't take profit at the top of that level. That's the only thing I did wrong. But
Order filled. Order filled.
so now I'm getting back in the NQ trade just slowly because it looks like it might be rolling over to the long side. But like I said, my philosophy is, and I believe this is probably the best way to trade. If you're in a trade, of course, you should analyze the chart at that given time. So if the conditions of the market change at that given time, but generally I'm in tune with the conditions of the market. So, and if I'm and I scale into a trade like that, and it just goes a little bit farther than I expect, or it just doesn't work out, the momentum doesn't hold or doesn't work out, I have a general rule, not even a general rule. I have a rule
Stop filled.
that basically says, look, the market gives you one opportunity to get out at break even or a little bit of a loss, take it. When you're in a position size where you're sized a little bit more than you want and the trade just hasn't been working in the direction that you expect, that the system tells you. So, because you can always do what I'm doing right now. I can start over. And you see I'm starting over a little bit because it does look like it's going to maintain, the buyers are going to maintain the bid, but it's also in this unknown questionable zone. We're in the middle of a range. What do I say about trading in the middle of the range? You have no edge. So that's the other challenge. That's the other reason why I got out of the trade, because my position, my overall position was in the middle of a range, my net position. So I'm just explaining, I guess, the strategy for those that are new or for those that just joined me, kind of how I trade. You know, the system you see me trading here, what's beautiful about it, and if you haven't joined Discord, you want to join Discord, is that built into the system is risk management. Why do I say that? Because built into the system, you're not trading. See, most trade systems allow you to kind of trade in arbitrary zones of the chart. They don't predict or identify high reaction zones of the chart. So for instance, the reason why this is important is because I'm just waiting for a trade one way or another here. We're going to get knocked out of this CL trade.
Stop filled.
Yeah. Little bastard. Makes me pissed off, man, that I didn't take profits at the top. At the top of that range or top of that level when it was very clear. Well, we're going to buy you again, you little bastard. So pull back again. You proved to us that maybe is a strong level, so we'll do a double level check there. So might not get picked up on this trade too. So the power of the system that you're seeing me trade is that it's predictive. It predicts high probability reaction areas. And the great thing about high probability reaction areas is that typically within a short amount of time, you get an answer one way or another, whether or not that reaction area is gonna move in the direction that you expect, typically. So if you understand what I just said, well, I'm sure most people understand. If you analyze what I just said, you'll realize that what that means is that the trade system identifies high probability reaction areas. Damn it, the CL trade's gonna piss me off. Sorry, because I want to be part of this move because we are at a key level. Let me do some analysis on this thing. Maybe we're going to go a little bit lower on that bad boy. Yeah, I think our real level 67 spot 74. All right, I think we sell this thing. Okay. I could buy up there, but I think we sell it. All right, I need to change my bias. Stop trying to be a seller. or buyer, need to be a seller. We do have this level here, obviously, at 69 spot 40. So 69 spot 40 is a big level. Okay. 69 spot 40 is a big level, which aligns with our chart. That's odd. Isn't that strange? Our other signals in our system, our other rules in our system tell us that 69 spot 40 is an important level. That's odd. Strange how that works out. TA asked, do you ever look at currencies in the futures? I did used to. Now though, I guess I could start again. For those that don't know, I trade Forex, but I trade Forex on a monthly basis. I don't trade with stop losses in Forex, and I basically trade the overall long momentum moves. I don't use the word trend because trend's the worst word and one of the worst words in trading ever developed, ever created. So, but I do look at we could maybe add, because I'm not even trading YM, mainly because YM, look where YM's at. It's at a, if I told you the pair I lost on today, you'd laugh and say, dude, why were you shorting in the first place? I don't know if I'd laugh, but yeah. There I did, I just laughed. But no, it's kind of why I had to gut check myself on CL here. Okay, I'm fading it, right? But let me take, this is what's the power of our system too. Literally let me take 10 seconds to look at the higher time frame, and within 10 seconds, I clearly changed my bias, changed my strategy of what I'm actually trading here in CL. No, I know what you're saying though, TA. I would look and say, yeah, dude, why are you doing that? Every signal on the chart told you that this was the wrong, that happens to me at least once a day too, believe it or not. Not believe it or not, but sometimes I get into, I love to fade the market. So I get into what I called super fader mode, and I put on my cape, I put on my fade cap, and I become super fader man. And, super fader man just loves to fade the market. I don't know why, but that trade earlier on NQ wasn't a fade. That was just entering on what I assumed was a pullback, but then it pulled back deeper and it didn't move. So, Kobe Ashi said on TradingView, why is trend a bad word in trading? Could you elaborate on that? Sure, I'd love to. So I believe there's one reason why I believe, because there's a phrase called the trend is your friend. You have no friends in trading. The market hates you. So you have zero friends in trading. So I believe, I'm a big believer that the words you say, how you think, how you operate affect your psychology and your mindset. So if you say, for instance, I can never make $1,000 a day, well, you're never going to make $1,000 a day. In fact, I don't like traders that actually say, "Oh, I made my 2,000 for the day. I'm done." Like you're participating in an opportunity speculation that gives you unlimited potential, and for some reason you want to limit your potential earning capability by saying, "Oh, I just made," I understand why, but maybe you should think about, why can't you make more than $2,000 a day? You're provided with the opportunity, so that's a psychological problem. So I avoid phrases or terms that, to me, psychologically, is not the way you should think about the market. And the market doesn't move in trends. You've been taught that. Everybody says that. I believe you're better to look at the market in a series of momentum moves. And you're going to say, well, what's the difference between momentum and trend? Huge difference. I've never heard anybody say, oh, the trend reversed 7 times today. I've never heard anybody say that. I've never heard. But I could tell you there's been days where momentum shifted 7 times. So why would I want to use a phrase, and why would I want to teach other people to use a phrase that doesn't clearly define how the market actually moves? I understand the concept of a trend, and I understand, the whole that the trend, it's a way to define, the trend is your friend and all this other stuff. I would say the momentum is long at this given time on this chart. So for instance, I'm in the NVIDIA trade that I've been sharing for a while. And the NVIDIA has been, most people would say, oh, it's in a long trend. Well, it's trending long. I say, no, it's a momentum long move. And then it's deciding, NVIDIA right now is at the point in the chart where it's deciding, does it want to move from a momentum long to a momentum short environment? That's where it's at right now. So, but I can't have that discussion, or that discussion doesn't make sense to say that it's in a it's in a long trend or short trend. Because right now, anybody would look at the NVIDIA chart. We could pull it up, and hopefully this helps. Anybody could look at the NVIDIA chart and say, "Oh, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's in a long trend," or look at it's trending up. Well, okay, yeah, I agree. I guess if we want to use that dumb phrase. But I look at it more, we need to fix that. I need to look at it more as, okay, from down here where I called the trade down here, and I did this idea on TradingView. I called it and said, okay, it looks like it's going to move in a momentum long environment. It's bias long because it's above the RDA. It's above all of our momentum indicators. So it looks like it's going to move in a momentum long. You could say from down here, it's been in a long trend. Like I said, I just hate the word trend because it moved momentum long and then it moved momentum short. Momentum long, and now it's deciding currently at this range, does it want to roll over and move momentum short, maybe down to the RDA or maybe down here, down to 225. So I've already taken some profits, obviously, because this is my prediction zone or my profit zone. But I know sometimes it sounds like, well, that's just a little minor distinction, right? You're quarreling over minor details. To me, it's not, especially when you get within the day, because I've never heard anybody say, well, the trend changed 6 times today. Well, I can clearly show days where the momentum has shifted 3 or 4 times. Actually, on the average day, momentum shifts 3 or 4 times. The trend doesn't change 3 or 4 times. So that's why I don't like the word trend. Plus, I absolutely hate the phrase, the trend is your friend. Because, like I said, the market hates you. You have no friends in trading. Like, the market wants to take your capital. Every other market participant given the chance will take your capital. Like, if you're trading now and you're long in the NQ, well, I'm trying to take your capital because I'm short. So I'm not your friend. I mean, it doesn't quite work that way. I mean, we're not on the battlefield competing, but we're in the same market. I don't know. Does that answer your question without me getting too excited? I haven't figured out I want to, this has been bothering me for years, like since I've been trading. Like, I want to figure out how to distinctly answer that question in a concise manner that doesn't take me 2 to 3 minutes. So I have phrases that I use, obviously, which is like, so for instance,
order filled.
The key to mastering fade trades is to master momentum. So any trader that's adopting my system, I say master momentum trades first. Because once you master momentum trades, then that unlocks your ability to trade fade trades. But what happens with a lot of new traders, especially me, is that you like fade trades. Because fading, I don't know if you feel like a cowboy or you feel like you're going against the market, because you are. But the other nice thing about fade trades is that generally, if you're fading the market and you do it right a couple times, what will happen is you will, your profit comes quick and faster, because typically fading the market, those moves are typically fiercer. The volatility is typically quicker on fade trades. So like you're making profits like really quick. And I mean, that's pretty sweet. But the problem is fade trades are the hardest trades to execute. Yeah, I might have to reverse this stupid position here. I think I chased that trade. Little bastard. What time is it? All right, we got the opening range developed. Let's look at the opening range. Yeah. I think we sell up to that. All right. I'm going to scale in up to 224. Is it 224? 324? Sorry, 324. Need to be able to properly look at the chart in order to scale in properly. Yeah, it's like you said, 6J was momentum long all morning, all day, annoyed, but it is over now. Yeah. No, I mean, I believe in the story of the chart. I believe you shouldn't argue with the chart. I mean, if you argue with the chart's going to win every time. If you argue with the market's going to win every time. So you probably don't want to argue with the market. There's probably something not to do on. Oh, I did ask people, like, if I'm not in Discord audio, please, like, remind me. It's on my list. I have a checklist that I do for streaming, but I get to that last one and I don't do it. So if I'm not on audio, please, remind me. You can send a message to me in Discord and say, hey, dude, you're not on audio. But you're streaming. If I'm streaming, I'm going to be on audio. And even sometimes if I'm not streaming, I might be on audio, just because, I'm communicating with everybody in Discord. We're calling trades. Like during lunch session, sometimes I'm on audio. I just have no interest in streaming the whole day. We do need to step up our trading here a little bit. Look at that. I missed that CL trade. So I was going to buy that on that fade. I missed it. I missed the best entry. So I think we wait for a pullback on that bad boy. Wait for a minor pullback on that CL trade, and then we trade it up, and then you can see where I'm looking to sell.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
We're looking, let's see. Let's not get too aggressive there, CL, man. Come on. Ease me into it, man. NQ. Are you going to sell off or not? If NQ sells off, it's probably going to hit 160 if it does sell off. I didn't fade into that too well. We're at the really ugly kind of changeover place in the NQ. So if my basis was better, my position was better. But obviously my position isn't great there. You okay, buddy? All right. I'm going to have to make coffee here in a second and go check on Rex because he just made a weird noise. I don't know if he sneezed or what. I don't know what's going on over there. Any other questions? I can answer questions. It seems like the market has not picked me up in the positions that I'm looking to. Oh, we do have... why is this still NG? This should be YM. I wonder why. YM's not at a place where we want to trade yet. CL, you're punishing me, man. Punishing me for being an idiot and fading the market. Okay, I'll get out.
Order filled. Order filled.
Oh, bastard. Once again, fading the market like an idiot. we already know what we. I was waiting for the CL higher level to hit to sell it, which is still where I'd like to sell it, but we're only in 3 lots on this CL trade or this NQ trade. Yeah, I should have sold that in that CL trade. It's momentum short. I should have sold it there instead of buying. All right. I don't know why I can't change my mindset on that thing. All right. Focus on changing our mindset on that thing. All right. Come on, man. NQ. NQ sells off down to at least 161. That's probably where the long area really does exist. But it's not selling off. Buyers are still stepping up. We haven't looked at the internals yet. We can look at the internals. So we're above the 0 line. So, and we're above all rolling VWAPs on big tech. Now, big tech's playing around with the weekly open. That's why we're seeing this. Big tech's deciding whether or not it wants to hold the weekly open. That's kind of why we're seeing this activity right here. That's why. That explains it. Yeah. Just need it to continue momentum on chart 2. I guess what I do is not play around with it anymore. The volatility of it isn't really that bad. It's just not behaving the way it should be behaving. It should just be selling off, and it's not selling off. So I'll put in some trailing stops. We get knocked out. We get knocked out. At this point, I'm not going to sit there and watch the chart. It's not worth it for me to sit there and watch the chart at all. There we go. CL's tempting me again. That little bastard. He wants me to buy at least 1,000 barrels of oil. He really wants me. Freaking.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
Fuck you.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Take me out then.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
All right. There you go. I had a bad position anyways on that NQ trade, so it's good to get out. I saw it reversing. I don't know. The internals are saying that basically we should probably, yeah, so recapture the weekly open here on big tech. Obviously the sentiment, not obviously, but based on so far, the chart's telling me that the sentiment of the market is that whatever the Fed has announced today, at least initially, the market is going to like. Doesn't mean that it's not going to rip down and sell off a big ass red candle, but right now the positioning for whatever reason in the market is on the long side. But once again, I don't care about news. I care less. I don't care what Bloomberg says it's a risk on or risk off day. I don't care what the Fed does. I mean, I do care obviously from a larger political, I'm part of the economy. I got stuff that matters, but as far as trading, I could care less. It has no bearing on whether or not our system works. Our system works regardless of what the Fed does. Regardless of, today at 2:30, is it 2:30 when they're going to announce? Yeah, today at 2:30 with the press conference where, the Fed chair is going to announce their OnlyFans page. They're going to officially release their own OnlyFans page because that's about all they have left anymore to do. They've already destroyed the economic world enough. So I'm sure the next thing is for them to destroy the society.
Order filled.
Okay. I want to look at gold here. We got to decide on gold. Gold held the lows. It did come down to 220. I guess I have to decide whether or not that gold trade, it's going to hit that level up here right around 228. And do we sell that level again? It's actually a little bit higher. Do we sell 229? What do we do there? Let's see. 'Cause that would be a fade. Do we sell 229 down to 217? We've got about 16 minutes in that hour candle. So that's something to watch. So we got 16 minutes in the hour futures candle. If we look at the NDX, the index has captured today's day open. The opening range is, maybe that's where it's going for now. Maybe it's trying to do an opening range test. Because it's right at the 50 now. It's right at the 50. That's probably what it's trying to do. Volatility wise, you just need to trade the extremes. That's obvious what to do now. So, all right, there. GC hit that first level.
Order filled.
I'm not going to get too aggressive on this GC trade because it is a fade. And it might be fading and trying to do the breakout. So this might actually be the breakout on GC. GC actually might be making its breakout move that it's trying to do. That is possible. NVIDIA, let's look at GC. Yeah, so it might be trying to do its breakout move down here up to our level right around 240. So that's something to be mindful of. I don't want to sell up to 240. So if it's going to do its breakout move, I don't want to be part of that. I want to sell above 240 if the chart tells me that it's a good fade. But the momentum trade was the trade to do, and I wasn't in the momentum trade. So once again, I missed the momentum trade. I could wait for a pullback potentially down to here at 225, spot 7. So that's what I'll do. So we'll wait for that. And then the NQ is just stalling right here in this little range here. But I think it looks like it more wants to go momentum long here. As I say that, it breaks.
Order filled.
So there we go.
Order filled.
Just trading the NQ on that pullback there. So we're long. Ooh, YM selling off. There we go. YM. I missed that trade too, damn it.
Order filled.
Snap.
Order filled.
Just focusing on trading, so just scalping here and there. Just working on just scalping kind of the ranges. So we'll see how that works out. We're up about 60 on the GC trade. Like to get picked up. I thought the NQ might try to do the breakout, but it didn't. No, but it's still volatility wise, it's still finding buy support. Still finding a bid on every pullback. So it's like not get too aggressive on that thing. But
order filled.
I'll I'd like to see a 162 tag on the NQ. I'd like to see the NQ tag 162. So, or that's what the really system's saying. If it's going to sell off, that's where it should tag. And then below that, we've got 119 if it really wants to move down. I would assume the internals show that, yeah, it's playing around with the weekly open again. Big tech. See, it's just playing around with the weekly open. One of these ways is going to break, I think, sometime here. I don't know when.
Order filled.
All right. GC, we're out of profit on that one. And then we're going to get picked up.
Filled.
And it might break out. So one of these is going to break out. One of these is trying to break out here. So obviously I'm trading the false break on GC. It is a fade trade. We'll remove this from the market in case the volatility picks up. Yeah, I didn't. And then NQ is going to piss me off because basically it looks like I should have reversed that. We'll find out here.
Order filled.
Yeah, GC. If GC sells off, then NQ is probably going to rip up. So I'm going to want to be on the other side of that trade. So one of these I got to decide to probably get out and probably deploy my capital effectively because basically I'm trading the same pattern. Yeah. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm trading the same pattern on two different tickers. All right, I'll get out of it.
Order filled. Order filled.
And then we'll trade this one here. And then we'll trade up here. All right. Could be wrong there. Might be wrong in this trade here. Yeah. Fuck you. Guess I should have reversed. We'll see. We'll see. Little bastard. I do need to get coffee, and I need to go check on Rex here in a second.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Sorry, I'm not showing my chart. I get focused on trading, and I don't show the chart that I'm trading. Don't like my basis right here, so should have started here. This is where I should have started. Once again, falling into bad habits. Got another level up here that we need to watch. That's our other level. 239, that's our other level. So really, it's not do anything until that level hits. And then possibly consider scaling in more. Possibly. All right. Trade either works out or it doesn't. That's kind of where I'm at. You either work out, man, or you don't. And stop playing with me. There we go. We're in profit a little bit. All right, that's not bad. Up about 2,400, 2,300. Now probably we're going to get knocked out of that here. So I either take all the profit right now or risk it.
Order filled.
I took all the money. I took all the profit just because it might continue to sell off, but it was stalling. So might as well just maximize the profit there. It probably will still sell off, but like, hey, I can restart over, right? So not a bad trade there. 20 some odd, $2,000 or so. So I will say that was a okay executed. Less Fuel is asking on YouTube, does your system predict chops as it is happening today? So I'm going to answer the question two ways. The system, so right now, if you look at the chart that you can see, like all of our momentum and like we're in a no trade zone typically right now because the system's providing no answers directionally. So it does from that perspective. I would say yes, it does, because what you should have been doing, it's hard to identify it, but what you should have been doing like early on today is trading the ranges, really calling the bluff on both sides of the market. That's why I got out of that trade there, because, well, like it's hitting a key level that our system says that there's going to be a reaction. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a reaction. And this is using a tick chart. So like you can see, look, that's why I took all the profits, because I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm up. And I usually would trail some of my stops, but look, the market's in this range behavior. Our system, we're in the middle of all of our indicators in our system. So it's really kind of a no trade zone if you're not experienced with trading it. So it does, because if you're reading the chart correctly, all four of our charts, for instance, that we use in our system, we use a 4-chart setup, a combination on time and tick charts. It's telling us that we are all of our momentum and bias indicators. So this yellow that you can't see here, that's hard to see, is the Rex Dog average. That's our bias indicator. All of them are colliding. All of them are in this same range. There's no clear directional movement from the market perspective. So this would be classified as a no trade zone, as a range. Now, that's one aspect. That's reading the chart. So that's using, I guess I'll share with what I'm working on behind the scenes that actually goes even further than what you're saying. So we knew about 30%, 40% into this range based on our system that it's kind of a range day. That's why I was selling that move there. But it took me a while to kind of get on the right side of that. What I'm working on, I will figure out, we will predict ranges. I want to predict ranges and then predict the range size. So, and I want to do it so that we know the range. We will predict ranges, and this will be an indicator. So I've been working on it for a while. Using the philosophy of our system, using everything, I want to predict ranges. So right now, when everything collides and gets together, we enter what's called a no trade zone. Where basically the way you do trade it is you trade it as you would in a range. And the way I teach that is basically you call the bluff. I call it calling the bluff. When it sells off, you say, okay, well, you're not going to sell off. I'm going to buy. When it rips up, you say, okay, well, you're not going to break out. So you're calling the bluff on all breakouts. That's the type of environment that we've been in today. But you don't recognize that till you're like 30 or 40% in. I want the system to develop. It's going to be kind of based on an indicator, but then there'll be rules that will coincide with our logic of how we trade the system. I want to predict ranges, and I want to predict ranges where basically every range we know within the first 10% of a range that we're in a range, and I want to predict the actual range of that range within less than 1% deviation, less than that. I want to predict it within $6 on the NQ, for instance. Less than that, $3, if you want to use dollar figures. So I want to predict it within 12 ticks, basically. That would be $6, but I want to predict it within 12 ticks on both sides. So I want a 12 tick. Yeah, we have a sausage party here. I want a 12 tick prediction range on both sides, and I want to reduce that even more. And then I want to predict a range within 10% of that range happening. Does that answer your question? So yes, and we want to refine it even more. So for instance, this day so far, like the system, you really shouldn't be trading except for extremes, and we didn't realize that until about 50% of this range that exists. I'm actually using this day today as part of a test on an indicator that none of y'all can see, that is providing some interesting data that is going. I'm going to solve the holy grail of trading, what I think is the holy grail of trading, which is predicting range. I'm going to solve it. So it's going to be solved. I'm going to predict ranges. And I'm going to predict ranges down to, like I said, 12 ticks on both sides is kind of like my first goal. I'd like to be able to, so basically, there's never a close. Like if you look at a range, let's say the range is 50 ticks wide. Well, there's 12 ticks above and 12 ticks below. There's never a close beyond those 12 ticks. That's my, that's what I've defined as the end state of what I'm working on to actually. And then members, maybe that's when we ghost. Like maybe we go stealth in. Not even when. See, this goes back to mindset. When I pull off predicting ranges, I think that might be the time that we ghost. We just go silent. Everything disappears, and I just roll with the alphas, and we just, we use everything I've created and you've created, to go to the next level. Maybe that's when we ghost. I think that might be part of the plan, or not. That might be one of the. Okay, we got it. Time to disappear. So I think that might be. I'm working on it daily. I'm diligently working on it. Damn it. Didn't sell that move on the NQ. And CL's starting to potentially gold. I'm watching all the charts as we're talking, by the way, too. And I'm looking for where's the best trade here? I think we need to sell NQ.
Order filled.
All right. We did one sell participation trade, and then we're going to sell the momentum on chart 2. So, and then we'll wait. Gold. So gold's faking a breakout, possibly. But let's do the highest probability trade. Let's do that. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to myself. Let's do the highest probability trade on gold. Well, if you didn't get picked up on the momentum move, then the highest probability trade on gold is a sell right around 2039. That's the highest probability trade on gold. So gold, you don't have my attention until you get there. Otherwise, I should have bought the pullback because it did recapture the daily. So the one thing we could do on gold is we could actually buy right around 2028. 2028. So we could look to maybe be a buyer around 2028, and then with the expectation, it's held the previous day open or close, and it's going to rip up and go to that 2039 level. So let's do that. Let's trade that. 2028. We'll do it.
Order filled.
What do we get picked up on? Short on the NQ. I did that participation trade, and like I said, I'll then we're going to put trailing stops in here in case it gets volatile, just to protect our capital. We're only in 2 lots, so it's not like we're going crazy. So we'll trade the GC. Look if we get picked up down to 2028 spot 2, and we'll do like one more position in here. And then that's with the expectation that it is probably going to do the break, and it's going to break up to our range that we identified as the high probability trade area, which is 2038. That's where we'll short. That's Oompa Loompa land. Oompa Loompas will come out. We'll start shorting the market. Possibly. NQ, you're punishing me again for chasing the trade like an idiot. Once again, I should have bought there, calling the bluff. I thought it was going to do a sell-off. I did. Well, what I was expecting possibly was exactly what's happening, which is 60-minute candle just closed on the NQ. So then
order filled.
It closed right at the momentum indicator. So I'm expecting probably like this next candle to come in and breach the previous candle, and then sell off. That's what I'm kind of trading against. So we'll see if that actually is going to work. Or that's actually what's on deck. Once again, though, I chased the trade a little bit. I thought that was going to be the break. Mainly because it was right at the candle close. I'm like, okay. Next candle, kind of a bad close in that previous candle. Not bad. I mean, just like a indecisive close. Okay, it's going to rip down. All right, we got picked up on one GC lot going long. You can just feel the market waiting for the afternoon. That's what you just feel. So it's like, let's not get too aggressive with any trade. But one of the challenges with days like today, I'll just share this, is that, you know, if you're new to trading, or like on a day like today where you know the Fed's going to announce something later on, and it's around the market close, and there's other news going on. Well, what can happen on a day like today is, I don't know, there could be something like the Fed chair, he wears lame socks. And then that's picked up in a, like him getting in and going from an office, right? And then the whole market might think, well, he's wearing his ugly orange socks. That means he's going to raise rates by, you know, whatever, right? So during these days like this, where the market is waiting for kind of a news event in the afternoon, and it's a pretty major news event as far as directionally with the economy and the market and everything else, what you'll find is that it does this type of behavior where it ranges. It's kind of volatile within these ranges. But then you have to be very mindful of, there might be, even if you watch the news and you were a hawk watching the news, there might be some event that the algorithm picks up. Now, when I say algorithm, that's everybody that participates in the market. AI, hedge funds, mutual funds, retail traders, everybody. Well, but they're all also algorithms that trade, and they have the ability to move the market. They just might pick up something that is so obscure that decides to then dump a bunch of things in one direction, and then the market whipsaws in one direction and the other. So you have to be mindful of those type of whipsaws. They don't always happen on these type of days, but you have to be mindful of them. And it could be just a rumor. It could be whatever. So on these type of days, like if you're trading them, you know, number one, they are frustrating to trade for most people because you basically have to call the bluff on both sides of the market. And like I said before, recognizing a range, and let's feel, no, I'm not in CL right now. I didn't buy that. I'm looking to sell up here, right around 69.42 is what I'm looking to sell. 69.42 and 69.25 is where I'm going to start. So no, I'm not in CL right now. I should have bought that once that range held up, and then it held that level. I should have bought it, but I didn't. I missed that trade. I am in NQ. I'm up about, what, $300 on just 3 lots. So I think we'll put some trailing stops in that bad boy, because at this point in time, if it comes back to my entry, there's no reason why I just shouldn't start over above. So we'll give it an opportunity to make some profit. I won't take any profit now. I'll just let the trail stops knock me out. As LL Cool J said once, Mama said, knock you out. I don't know where that came from. Market said, knock you out. There we go. We're up about $600 on that NQ trade. Not bad. I'd like to participate if it's going to go all the way down to 163. But once again, market's pretty volatile. We are up on that GC trade. CL's giving us another opportunity to get back in.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
Look at that. We got stopped out. That little bastard. NQ wants to be volatile today, not let me make money on my trailing stops. I don't like you, man. I don't like you. You're making me feel a certain type of way. All right. So we did get picked up on one lot on GC. Like I said, it's probably going to break out here. The charts was telling us. So the other question on, GC is clearly momentum bias long. So we should have been trading momentum on GC. That's really what we should have been doing, which we did, but we only did one lot. As you can tell, I'm not trading at size today. Once again, I'm fine. Just okay. I shared in Discord this morning, and I'll read this to y'all peeps on the stream. So I'll read it to everybody on the stream, all y'all peeps.
Stop filled.
Yeah. Screw you, man. NQ's just knocking us out.
Stop filled.
That's fine. We made about $500 on that trade. I'll take it. Let's sell it again. So we'll sell it again if it comes up here. That's what we'll do. I want to be a little careful because we're going into like potential. Let's see if make sure there's nothing on the calendar that I need to be highly aware of. I don't believe there is. The petroleum report at 10:30 Eastern already happened. Didn't have much of a movement on the market, obviously. And then really we're just waiting for the FOMC announcement.
Order filled.
And then the press conference at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So CL's given us another opportunity to get back into this trade on the long side with a fade. The challenge is the new level is down below. So the new level is right here. So we've got to trade that. We don't have to, but we will trade it. We'll see if we get picked up. If we get picked up, we get picked up. If we don't, we don't. It's life in the big leagues. Once again, GC, we've already identified our range. We've already identified in GC that we're looking for the 2038, and then we'd like to sell there. Now, you got to be a little careful because the way that the gold people have been lately, they're starting to feel that they got some strength. So these gold people, they've been talking about gold's going to make this move for the last 20 years. Meanwhile, they've been putting their capital in gold, which, look, I believe in gold. I like gold. I think everybody should own gold. I believe in the gold standard. But deploying your capital to gold for the last 20 years and ignoring the fact that the capital markets are one of the best places to put your capital just doesn't make sense. But now the gold people are finally right. So now they're out there dancing around campfires or fires. They're screaming from the rooftops, I told you so, I told you so. Yeah, it only took you 20 or 30 years. You only fought the Fed for 20 years.
Order filled.
Yeah, we all agreed with you. Like, I agree with the gold people. Like the super gold people, I agree with you. Everything you say. I just agree with how you're deploying your capital and your strategy about it because you're trying to predict. See, our system never predicted that gold was going to do what these gold people said. So I never traded what these super gold people said, meaning that, there's going to be a rush to gold. Gold's going to 10,000. I have an idea. I have an idea on TradingView, which is gold 10-year plan. So, I've created a 10-year plan.
Order filled.
What did we get picked up on? Ooh, we got to be a little careful on this NQ trade because it is starting to rip. We're starting to see some rippage. So I did get picked up on one lot on CL. So we're in one lot. And then we got to be a little careful on this because now we are above the hour close. So it might just rip up here. NQ just might rip up here. So I think probably what I need to do It's deciding right now if it's going to rip up.
Order filled. Order filled.
Got picked up on the other CL trade. Once again, this is a level check, so it's a fade trade. And then we're at that. It's either going to hold this level for the day, around this level. So I'm going to just put a trailing stop in there because I don't, yeah.
Stop filled. Stop filled. Order filled. Order filled.
I really don't like this CL trade here, actually. I mean, I do. It's overshooting the level. But I'm not sure how comfortable I am with whether or not it's not going to sell off to that downside level. We'll give it a little bit of room. So I am in CL now. Sorry. I was going to show you that idea. Yeah. So I'll give the NQ the opportunity to sell out here. Otherwise, I'll make a decision rather quickly on how quick it gets to picking me up on that 3 lots above, and then I'll decide whether or not it's worth staying in that trade. Gold's looking to make its breakout.
Stop filled.
Yeah, stopped out of CL. Yeah. Freaking A. Should have been just selling it. But I'm waiting for the upward sell. I'm actually not trading the chart. Meaning that I'm waiting for the optimum sell, and the optimum sell might not come on CL. That's the problem with that trade. That is the problem with that trade. So some of you might be wondering why you trade in at reduced size. Well, number one, because of the volatility of the market. Number two, I looked at my journals the last 2 days and realized that there were trades that I still have the fade challenge. I don't know if that's I'm still fading the market too much in the wrong areas. So my number one, I shared in Discord, and I'll read this to everybody here in the stream, just so that like we kind of like read, or so like you understand my philosophy, what I'm doing. I'm watching the trade too. GC's gonna make me wish I got in again. Okay, we'll get in one more time, GC. Or CL, sorry. Not yet. If it holds that level, I'll consider getting back in. So, I share this pre-market, why it's important to have a number one thing when you're focusing on every single day, is that most traders fail because they don't, not because they don't have the skill. Most traders fail because they run out of time and money, or time or money. That's why most traders fail. And that's because really they're not focusing on trading right. They're not focusing on refining their edge or their system. They get shiny object syndrome. They go from indicator to indicator, or they have a system. And I'm gonna not. I'll mention something that TA said today. He said he traded today and he was just on the wrong side of every move, but he probably wasn't trading a system. He probably was trading against a system. So there's a myriad of things that happen. I'll say, for those that are members, alphas, if you're watching this, or people that are watching this, like, you're fortunate because you're adopting the system. If you're trading my system, you're adopting a system that already has edge. So the system already has edge in it. I provide grades every now and then on how the system does on a day. It's not how easy it was to trade the system. It's how did the system hold up on that day. And like today probably would be like a C based on the system. But that's saying too also that you didn't recognize relatively early on, based on the news events and the chart setup, on the 4-chart setup, that on most charts you're in a no trade zone. But from a perspective of how the system operated, we'd probably rate it a C or a B. I don't know. We'll look at the end of the day. So you're fortunate if you're an alpha. You already have a system that has edge. So you don't have to. One of the things you have to do is that you have to trade that system with conviction. And how you do that is you take the system and you make it your own. So you throw out the things that you don't agree with that we teach, or the philosophy of the system, and you add the things that fit your personality and fit your trade style. But you're fortunate that you already have a system with edge. So really, from an alpha member, you already have a system of edge. You need to adopt it. You need to learn it. You need to apply it. But then your number one thing typically is going to be focused on refining your mindset, your psychology, and what I call your overall personal edge. So the typical trader that doesn't have the RDTS, that isn't trading one of the most effective speculation systems ever created on the planet in the history of mankind, the trader that doesn't have that, they have to not only refine their psychology and their mindset, but they have to consistently refine their system, because they're trying to figure out a system that has edge. So when you're adopting a highly effective system like the system that we trade, you really don't have to do that aspect of it. You just have to focus on your mindset and your psychology, which isn't easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It's still difficult. But this is why the number one thing really is a tool of discipline to ensure that you focus on what's most important. So when I say that you should have a number one thing that you're working on every single day, that should be the number one thing you're working on should have the biggest impact on your trading. And you've identified through journaling and through analyzing your trading that if I change this number one thing, if I work on this and focus it on the next trading session, and I solve this, it will have the biggest leverage or impact on my overall trading. That's why the number one thing is such a critical aspect. That's why I talk about it often, because without that, you're just getting every day, you're just getting up every day, and you're just like kind of just going out with no map, no plan, no idea. I mean, sometimes it's good to go out on a little journey of self-discovery, but what are we doing here? We're looking to pull capital from the market. You're not looking to discover who you are. I mean, you're going to discover who you are through successfully becoming an elite trader. But I'll just tell you right now, the focus is to pull capital from the market. The focus shouldn't be, let me understand who I am. And so you have to design these little hacks that help you focus your energy and your time so that you're consistently making progress and growth. Because the market doesn't want you to grow. The market, all it really cares about is it hates you, and it just wants you to give it money. That's all it cares about. It wants you to feed it money. So in order for you to counteract that, you got to be highly focused on improving yourself. And the best way to do that is have a number one thing you're working on. And then grade that at the end of the day. And then, so for instance, my number one thing has been the same thing for the last 6, 7, 8, 12 weeks. I don't know what it is, which is, it's a complicated number one thing, but my capital level, I'm able to trade myself out of any trade. So I've developed a trading style where I trade myself out of any trade. Well, that's okay. I guess it works. I pretty much, not pretty much, I do it every single day. I have green days every day, but one of these days that's going to really hurt to the point that it's going to really hurt. So my number one thing is a complicated thing because of where I'm at as far as a trader. Most number one things that you'd be dealing with is like, okay, today I need to work on my entries. Today I'm going to focus solely on doing entries exactly where the system says I should do entries. And then if I'm going to scale in, if I'm going to use the new scale in model, that is a pretty phenomenal model, if I do say so myself. If I'm going to use the scale in model, I'm going to scale in unemotionally. I'm going to scale in the way that scale in, like I provide 4 different models to scale into a trade. 4 different models. And we provide the exact tick values to scale in. You can modify it, you can change it, or you can take one of those 4 and scale into a trade. Well, one of your number one things you're working on might be, okay, I'm going to, properly scale into a trade. That's the number one thing. Every trade I do today, My number one thing is that I could do to improve my trading is to properly scale in to the trades. I'm going to get out of this NQ trade.
Order filled.
Just, it might sell off, but it's in this range. It's in this stupid little range. And then GC, obviously, we're up about $540 on that bad boy. Not bad. And are we going to get to our area? Almost to our area of our sell zone. So we'll sell up there. We'll sell in the, that's where Oompa Loompa land will be. We need the Oompa Loompa sound effect. I don't know if you're on Nephew Elite, Tony, but let's find the Oompa Loompa sound effect. Probably not on. We need to find the Oompa Loompa sound effects. I will say, if you are looking for a trade system, I'll just undoubtedly say, watch more of my streams. And I think after watching about a week of my streams, one or two things are going to occur to you. Either, well, I don't know how you could watch my streams and not say, at least there's something here. Now, you might attribute it to me as a trader. You might say, look, he's just a good trader. Like, his trade system isn't what makes him a good trader. I'm telling you otherwise. I'm telling you that it's not me. Like, every time I fight my trade system, it punishes me. So that's the other challenge. That's the number one thing I'm working on is I like to fade. And when I'm fading, I'm typically fighting my trade system. So that's why, like for instance, CL, for instance, is a prime example. CL provided multiple trades on the short side today. Now, I was in one trade where I did a good fade, but the CL chart clearly says that I should be selling the CL market. But instead, I've been focused on fading that market instead of selling the market. If I would have sold the market where my system told me at 69.04, that would have been an awesome trade. Instead, like I said, the number one thing I'm working on is not fight my friggin' system. I developed a friggin' awesome system, and for some reason, I have this need for a challenge because I get bored to fight the system or to fade. I fade way too much. So my number one thing for the last 12 weeks or so has been, don't be super fader, man. I'm almost at the point where I need to just stop fade trading, meaning that, like, I need to take my own advice that I give to traders. I need to revoke my fade card, basically, is what I need to do. I just need to revoke my fade card. If I revoke my fade card, I'd pretty much be on the right side of the market 90% of the time. Like, that's what's so sick about it. That's what makes me so sick when I look at my journals and I look at the end of my day. Yeah, I have positive P&L, but it should have been double. What did I make? Like 13 grand yesterday? It should have been 25 grand. I should have made 25, 30 grand yesterday. That's what makes me sick. So you want to know, like, how do I look at it? I'm sick that I didn't make 25 grand yesterday. And it has nothing to do with the capital. It has nothing to do with the dollar number. It has to do with performing as an elite trader. That's what it has to do with. It's like, you know, I'm not mad that I'm glad I had a positive day, right? But I also squandered the potential to double that day by trading against the system. So, you know, one of the things that you're seeing on the stream here is you're seeing a trader working on self-correcting a habit that he's developed over 2 years. That while he can still be a profitable trader, he's not satisfied. Well, I mean, I say it every day. Like, I developed an awesome system. Why the hell am I trading against it? Like, what the heck? Like, why am I, like, what idiot would do that? Well, I'm the idiot that would do that. So, anyways, I don't know if anybody's listening, watching, or this helps anybody. I'm hoping it does. These are the type of things you need to, these are the discussions you need to have with yourself when you're a trader. I'm up about 550 on the GC trade. And then we did sell the NQ trade. We're up about 300 on one lot. Just like I said, I'm trading at small size. I'm just focusing on refining my number one thing. Like, and I don't feel Like I don't feel the pressure to trade at greater sizes because
Stop filled.
Ooh, look at that. GC finally knocked us out. Is it in an early sale procedure? There it is. No, it didn't quite get up there. Are we being too aggressive with waiting for 2038? That's the question. We did get knocked out at about $500 in that GC trade. So, but we did have our stop tight. Yeah, that's the right way to say it.
Stop filled.
Ooh, got knocked out of our NQ trade. Where are we at? CL might be hitting the range where we might want to be buyers though. No, it's not. We're a little bit lower. So is there anybody that is still around on the streams? That's the question. I never know because today actually I haven't been getting much feedback. Maybe I haven't been asking questions or as engaging as I usually am. I know people are busy too, probably trading as well. Roger. Thanks, JDS. Appreciate it. We are working on refining and actually being more clear. Hey, Expector, good to see you. What do you mean you're working on your chart? What does that mean? Like you're working on a new trade system? Well, the NQ tells us that it's probably going for 161. So we'll do one entry there, and then I've been a little aggressive on the entries, so we'll just scale in with 3 up to 197. So it does look like it's going to go tag 162. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Cool. The 4 tiles, you mean the 4 different charts? Interesting. Yeah, if TradingView had tick charts, then we would be using TradingView a little bit more. But TradingView doesn't have tick charts. TradingView decides that they don't want to have tick charts in their infinite wisdom. So if you are new here, one of the best things you can do is join Discord down below. That's where, especially during when I'm not streaming, we share charts, trade setups, I answer questions. We go through various things on the market. So I think on the GC, we actually re-enter with the expectation that it's going to rip up to the next level. We're still watching that. We're still watching this level up here. Okay, why do I keep going to that chart? We still want to sell above 240, so 238. So 238 or so is where we're still watching GC. So the market's maybe giving us an opportunity to go long up to that level again. So let's see if we can 2032. So we'll not get too aggressive on the entries, but we'll do kind of entries right there. Wait for maybe a possible overshoot of the momentum. We could start right at the momentum, but I prefer to start a little bit less. We'll see there if we get picked up on that. I'm just doing kind of these one lot trades. Like I said, I'm working on my number one thing. My number one thing is a complex number one thing. Just Abs. That's an interesting name. Dude has just abs. Do you wear one of those? If you just have abs, would you just walk around with one of those cutoff shirts? You know, you watch the movies from the 80s. I don't care what anybody says. Well, okay, which dude looks good in a cutoff shirt? Is there any dude that looks good in a cutoff shirt? I'm just trying to think of like, because in the 80s that was kind of the look, right? Is there one dude that looks good in a cutoff shirt? And don't say Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's old. So not old, but I mean like, well, okay. From that era, is there a dude that you would say, yeah, he rocks the cutoff shirts good? That's the question. That's probably the most important thing that I need to figure out today. Screw trying to figure out how to actually predict a range. What I need to do is I need to figure out who's the best guy in the 80s that looked good in a cutoff shirt. That's what I need to figure out. So I'll put this in the off topic. Yeah, Patrick Swayze. I guess yeah. I guess we'll have to look. I guess I'll spend some research time. Did that go into the 90s? Did that style go into the 90s? They say in fashion, right, styles come back, right? Like, it kind of, and you do see that, like bell bottoms came back for a while and stuff like that, right? Well, is that style ever going to come back? All right, so we're waiting. Once again, E-mini Dow did hit a range. We're probably going to do our first trade on the E-mini Dow here. Probably around the RDA right here is probably where we want to trade that. So we'll sell the YM right above the weekly open, right at the RDA. Patrick Swayze. So Les Fuel says Patrick Swayze. We'll have to look and see. Patrick Swayze. This is what Twitter was designed for. Patrick Swayze. Society or Twitter and the ability to search the internet was designed so that you could do Patrick Swayze cutoff shirt. There's actually a Patrick Swayze shirt on Etsy that's a cutoff shirt. Oh, interesting. I'll go to the images. All right. We're waiting to get picked up on the NQ trade, and then we're waiting for an overshoot of, I guess Patrick Swayze is just a good-looking guy all around. So, I gotta say it. He's a good-looking guy all around, especially in his heyday, during the Dirty Dancing phase. He's got like that super jaw. Which I don't think they could make Dirty Dancing today. I think, isn't she like young? I don't think they could make Dirty Dancing today. I don't think that movie would be made today. Okay, NQ, we're waiting for volatility to slow down. We got nothing. What do I look like? I have no hair. I've cut my hair since I've been out of the military. It's kind of what I rocked with. So I'm not completely bald, so I don't do the shaving thing because that's just a pain in the ass. Shaving your head every day. I have a family member that shaves their head every day, and I'm like, how the hell do you do that? Like, I mean, I know how you do it.
Order filled.
All right, we got picked up on the GC trade, so let's watch that trade. Pull back of momentum using chart 2. So chart 2 is our entry. That first entry was just above the RDA. This one right here is right at the RDA. And then we've got another one at the extreme band right around. I mean, you can see the position size where we're at. I'm just doing 3 lots. So we're expecting for it to really tag that level on GC, but also we're in the morning session, so it might not want to do it here in the morning. It might want to do it in the afternoon. So it might just range out here for a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, I don't think I have the as what do I look like? I mean, I'm the dog. I mean, I show in the thumbnail, that's me. I'm artificially intelligent, I'm a dog. I figured out how to artificially trade or artificially change my voice. I'm barking. I'm barking into artificial intelligence. It's interpreting my bark and executing my trades. Which actually, scary enough, might be possible here in about 10 to 20 years.
Order filled. Order filled.
Got picked up on the other NQ trade. We're just slowly scaling into that thing with the expectation that it might sell off. Don't like it. Don't like it. We'll double up here. Up about 2,800 today. Like I said, I'm focusing on trading the system. I'm focused on not fading. I did a little bit of fade today with do a CL, and that hurt me. Not because the trades didn't really hurt necessarily P&L wise. It hurt me because I missed the best trades that were on that chart. If you go back and look at, like, at the end of the day, go back and look at CL today, and you're gonna see that. Well, at least up till now, you should have had a short bias. You should have been shorting the
Order
CL
filled.
And while I did do one, and I didn't even maximize that fade trade. That's the other thing. All right, so where are we at? We're in. So just so, like, if you're wondering if you're new here or you just recently caught my stream or what I like to do is I don't use alerts. What I do is I typically do what you're seeing on the YM, E-mini Dow. I'll put a position where I want to be. Sometimes, I best practice, obviously, I should put a protective stop. So let's do that. Let's put a protective stop. But what I like to do is then I don't use alerts. This is how I trade off stream, just so you know. Off stream, I'm not watching the charts. They're up. I'm not watching them. They don't get my attention. When a chart gets my attention is when it says order filled. I'll look at the chart, and then usually I'm either in 3 lots or I'm in, 1 lot. Like here I'm using a 1 lot. And then I decide, oh, okay, let me scale into this trade. Or, oh, okay, let me manage this trade. Or, like a chart doesn't get my attention until I get picked up for a position. When I'm streaming, because I'm sitting here talking to y'all, like, I feel the need to watch the charts a little bit more, not go off and write, not go off and do other things. And also, I believe that you're watching this stream not just to see some dude trade. Like, what's the point of that, right? Maybe you're trying to trade along with me. Okay. But at the same time, I assume that you're here because you want to learn to become an elite trader. So, like, I like to trading is my passion. I like to teach trading. I have a why I want to create more additional elite traders. So when I stream, I feel like I'm doing this combination of trading and, maybe helping people that are new to trading or someone that's struggling with trading, provide my insight of what I think it takes to be an elite trader. Also, I'm highlighting the Rex Dog trade system, one of the best speculation trade systems on the planet. Lance Bailey asked, did you always not use alerts? I used to use alerts, but what would happen, and this would annoy the hell out of me, especially trading view alerts. Like, I would set a trading view alert, and then the way the trading view works is that, it alerts you everywhere, and then it alerts it on every chart. So I usually have 8 to 10 charts up. So I'd have to just click OK on that stupid alert on every trading view chart. But maybe there's a way to set this differently. So that, and then also when I used alerts within Trade08 and the 6 or 7 other platforms that I use to trade with, I'd have to go in at the end of the day and I'd have to delete all the alerts. Or if I didn't, what would happen is at the end of the day or the next day, alerts would be popping up and I'd be like, what the hell's that alert's on? I don't remember why I created that alert. Like, so I'd have to remember to do 2 things, not only go flat and not only ensure that I went flat, do it 2 times. I'd have to go in and then my end of day procedure, I'd have to confirm if in that account I wanted to go flat, that I was flat. And then I'd have to go off and delete all the alerts. Like, it just became a pain for me. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just put one lot in. And if I get picked up from one lot, then the chart tells me that, hey, pay attention here. So because the way I trade off stream is I'm doing other things. The charts are up, and then I manage the trade in real time. I don't put my scale in ladders. I don't do that stuff because I'm available. I'm sitting there like doing something else. I might even be like yesterday, part of lunch, I was playing World of Warships, that online, that mobile game where you're playing World War II ships. I played that for about 20 minutes, but during one of the matches, like I got filled on something. Okay, I just put it down for 2 seconds, looked at the chart and said, yep, I'll scale into that. So I added 6 more lots. So, that's the way I typically trade when I'm not streaming. Streaming, I get bored because I'm watching the charts. And so for anybody that's adopting my system, if you join my system today, which I think is something that you should highly consider, if you join my system today, what I would tell you is, look, within 2 days, you're going to have a 10,000 foot overview of the system. And then, go through the aspects of the system depending on your experience level. If you're more experienced, then there's certain aspects of the training that you could go to later if you want to learn some of the philosophy of the market. But if you're experienced, like here's the path to go through. If you have experience, you understand how to read charts, everything like that. The other thing I would say is that, hey, you only need a year of chart time. You only need a year. With the system that I trade, it's going to work the same in a year than it does in 2 years, 3 years, than it did 5 years ago. So you only need a year of chart time. And even that is quite a bit, because here's the thing with chart time. With the system, and let's say you're not even adopting my system, but with any system, but let's say with my system, more chart time isn't going to give you any more knowledge, because the chart, where we say trade, it either reacts there or not. There is no new chart pattern you're going to learn, or no new price action logic you're going to learn by watching the chart greater than a year. Meaning like sitting there and watching the chart and watching the trade unfold. There's nothing more you're going to gain after about a year. And of course, this defines on, like, let's say if you're day trading every day for like a year, you don't need more than a year. Obviously, if you have a job and you're transitioning out, and then so let's say you have a job, because this is the next training I want to create. I want to create I want to adapt our system where you have 3 options on how you transition out of a job. So obviously, if you're in a job and you need to trade around, swing trade, and then work yourself out of that job so that you're a full-time trader, well, you don't have that full year of chart time. You have chart time in a swing trade environment. But then when you suddenly, let's say you put in your 2 weeks and you say, I'm out of here. You guys, screw you. I'm going home. As Cartman would say, if you go to work and you say, screw you guys, I'm going home. I'm becoming a trader. Well, you've really only had chart time as a swing trader. You haven't had chart time as a day trader. You probably had some. You still need that year. After that year, you're going to find that, hey, this is a waste of time you watching charts. This is a complete waste of time. So then you're going to develop either another type of method that's similar to swing trading, but where either you put alerts, meaning that you only want to trade at the high probability areas, and you only want to pay attention to the chart, because there's no value in you watching the chart anymore. You can go do other things. You can't go to the beach. Well, I guess you could trade from the beach. Depends what connection you have at the beach. I haven't found really great connections at the beach, but you're not going to do the beach trading lifestyle. Just telling you, it's probably not going to happen. So you probably can't go and put some things in and go surfing, but you should be able to do other things. So you probably should develop other passions. And that passion might be just watching Netflix. I don't care what it is. My passion is I like to write. I work on training. I do other things. Every now and then I do fire up a game, a mobile game or something. But I'm doing something else when I'm not streaming. So Lance, that's my long answer to alerts. I realized that some of my answer to questions, they're not just like, why don't you use alerts? Because I hate them. I do hate them. I mean, I like the concept of alerts, but like I said, you guys, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you hear me complain and bitch and moan about technology all the time. Like this doesn't work or this doesn't work, right? Well, alerts is one of those things. When I start using alerts, the next day the alerts are still there. I'm like, what the hell is this alert for? I don't remember why I created this. I don't know why I care about this level. Like, this level is not relevant today. What the hell is it? Why is TradingView telling me that I'm, you know? But if you're swing trading, you've got to, like, you can't do it any other way. So if you're swing trading, you can't do this method. You have to use alerts. If you're swing trading, or there's two ways to swing trade. There's really only two ways to swing trade. You put your positions in, and it's set and forget until you can manage it. So let's say that you identify some key areas in the morning, you put your positions in, you put your protective stop in, and then maybe you have the opportunity at lunchtime to manage that position. Okay, great. The other way is you put alerts in at key areas of the market. And then when that alert pops up, you have the ability to then decide to enter a trade, exit, to enter a trade. That's the only two ways to swing trade. I don't see any other way to swing trade. There's no other way. I could be a hybrid of that, but basically that's the only two ways to swing trade. Especially if you have a job or you have other responsibilities that you can't sit in front of charts. If you can't sit in front of the charts and be available when the trade exists, or if you can't just sit and day trade for whatever reason, you have to develop a series of methodology and strategies so that you can trade when the high probability trades come up. I'm really excited for the next phase of the training, because the next phase of the training will be updating the swing trading. Also, I'm going to add a module or series of modules that's going to provide the specific answers on how you transition from having a job to becoming a trader. As far as, obviously it can't be as specific to you and where your life is, but it will cover 90% of every person, or it will cover 90% of the situations that people are in. And then you pick one of the options and you start executing. It's really that simple. Like when I release that training, and I'll be releasing it. What I'm doing with the training now is I'm not waiting until I'm done with everything anymore. I'm kind of slowly dripping stuff out, getting feedback, and then we're releasing the training. And then that's kind of how I'm doing the new training. So you don't have to wait for this stuff to come out. But there's only going to be 3 options. It's kind of like choose your own adventure with what I'm creating. Like these are the answers.
Order filled.
I do say that there's thousands of ways to trade the market. Well, there's only a few ways to swing trade. There's only a few ways. Like it's not really that complicated. Trading is easy and hard at the same time. It's simple but hard. The problem is most people like to take the simple part and make that the hard part. And then they want to take the hard part and make that simple. If that makes any sense. This NQ trade's punishing me. It's probably going to rip up here. It's probably what it's going to do. Well, it's hitting the VWAP, so we'll give it a chance to sell off here.
Order filled.
So it's doing a VWAP test, but I friggin' started entering way too early.
Order filled. Order filled.
Why is this so loud? Why is there 2 voices? Why are there 2 peeps? Flip-flap trading. I've never heard that before. Oh, well, we're up about $500 on our GC trade. So once again, what do? We traded the system. The system told us go momentum long, buy the pullback. What did we do? We bought the pullback. Bought the pullback on chart 2. Trade room alpha, I'll share just exactly. I mean, I could have had a little bit better entry there. Maybe a little bit better by 3 ticks. So that would have been a super entry. Could have had a little bit better entry there. This NQ trade, I probably will get out if it gives me the opportunity here to get out here. There we go.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right. Got out, made about $30 on that thing. So I don't know if it's going to break the VWAP or it's going to sell off, but I started the entry way too early. So we're in the middle of a range. I have no interest in trading in the middle of a range. So unless I see a clear signal that the VWAP, well, the only reason why I would go long here on the NQ is chart 3. Now here's the thing. Chart 3 is going to close in about 5 minutes and 24 seconds, 23 seconds, 22 seconds. So if it closes where it's at, I mean, it could rip up, but there's more probability that it's probably going to rip down. So I'm gonna go with that participation trade. I'm gonna put a sell up there, see if we can get picked up on a push up. Don't want to get too excited with it. We've already provided our GC. I'm gonna be jumping off the stream here for the morning. If you're new here, one of the things you want to do is join Discord down below. You'll see a link down below.
Order filled.
If you want to learn a trade, you can when you join Discord, ask to become a Bravo, part of the Bravo group. My expectation is if you're part of the Bravo group that you have an interest in adopting the trade system we have, and what we share in the Bravo group is one highly effective trade to master. And then that trade follows the philosophy of what you see me trade every day. It follows the logic, the rules, and everything of what you see me trade every day. So if you want a highly effective trade setup that provides actually multiple opportunities to trade every single day, ask to join the Bravo group. But our expectation is if you're joining the Bravo group that you're going to be engaging, you're going to be looking to employ that strategy, and then also you have some desire to become an alpha member and to adopt the full system. So the Bravo group is you need to engage there. Otherwise, it's free. You can ask questions. I answer questions, but if you're not engaging there, then we'll be pruning we're pruning the group from time to time, is what I'm saying. We got picked up on the YM trade. Okay, now you guys are going to see how this works. Okay, so now all I do is I pull up the YM chart and I make an assessment. What did the chart tell me? Okay, well, at this point in time, the chart tells me that really the best entry is probably right around here. The best entry on the short trade is right around 38.50. Now, there's another entry potential here on YM right here at 33, 37.93. So that's what the chart tells me at this given time. So what we'll do, I will manage this trade. We'll put a trailing stop in the market right here, and two things are going to happen. Because I don't want to scale in here, because this isn't the best. This is the best RDA trade. So the RDA is working out there. You can see that it's hitting the RDA, it's selling off, it's deciding if it wants to hold the daily open. But as far as what our chart 4 tells us, what's the best trade? That's not the best trade.
Stop filled.
What did we get stopped out of? Yeah, so we just got stopped out of YM. So just took like a $20 loss on that thing. And we're long on the NQ, just on a participation trade. It was pretty obvious that from that range it wanted to rip up. So chart 2 led the way there. So that was reading chart 2. But
Stop filled.
Ooh,
Stop
look at
filled.
that. Yeah, so that's an example of like how managing the Y, like I said, that trade should have hit and probably sold off quicker. So, and then when I looked at the chart based on kind of how it's, well, basically chart 2 has recaptured bias and momentum. And then I gave it an opportunity to lose bias there, and it didn't take it. So that means the next trade zone is right around 33,793, and then the best trade zone as far as a short is I mean, there could be a long opportunity here on this thing. That's the one thing, but we're going against bias of the market, so it would be a fade trade at this point in time. So there is another opportunity to maybe buy here, like right here and here. So we'll do both sides of the market. If we don't get picked up, then we miss the trade. That's what I'll do in YM. CL is hitting an upper range here, so
Order filled.
we'll sell that there, and then sell up here. So we're selling CL, hit a momentum. We're looking to scale in maybe on an overshoot there. So we're in one lot on CL. Boom.
Order filled. Order filled. Order
Look at
filled.
that. CL's really starting to make the move. Damn. That's our next entry. Overshoot. That's our next CL entry. Got to expect an overshoot on that because it is the, if you look at that test, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the fourth test. So we don't expect it to break, but we did get knocked out of one on the GC trade there. And it is lunchtime, so I'm going to have to be thinking about taking lunch. Now, as you can see here on the actual CL trade, that momentum check, we got a little too aggressive on that, so we're going to scale in at the next zone. And then it's either going to sell off there or continue up. See, it's these trades where I'm like, damn it, why wasn't I fading the market? It makes me laugh. I almost entered that trade at the exact time when it broke out. and momentum did shift on, I guess the right way to trade, not I guess, the right way to trade that would have been to wait for chart 2 to lose momentum and bias again and then enter that trade. That would have been the right way to trade that.
Stop filled.
Stopped out of the GC trade? Of course. Little bastard. CL at the next reaction zone. That's where I'm trading. We really got a level up here, so I've got to scale in really kind of up to this level here. So really, if I want to trade this properly, that's how I probably should scale in, and then maybe add more once we get up there. Yeah, we'll wait to add more once we get up there. NQ. All right, so yeah. That 60-minute candle closed good, so really it's kind of like
order filled.
It's
order filled.
Get on the buy side of the NQ is really kind of where it's at. Not get too aggressive, but based on that last candle close, I think probably getting on the buy side of the NQ is probably the right side here, given how the chart's aligning. So we'll see if we can get on the buy side, but we're not going to be too aggressive on our entries.
Order filled.
Added one more to that CL trade. We're a little early there. I'm sure it would be awesome to see how this CL trade plays out, but I need to go for lunch. So I think I will stream. I didn't stream last afternoon, yesterday, but I'll probably stream today. So if you do want to see how this trade folds out, I will share it in Discord. So if you haven't joined Discord, you want to join Discord, I'll share it in Telegram too. So there is a way to join Telegram down below. But I'll share the results of this CL trade. One of two things are going to happen. It's either going to sell off right here, and it's just an overshoot of momentum, or it's going to rip up, pick me up. I'll probably add a little bit more, and then either get out of that trade, or it will. Thanks, Lance. Everybody have a good lunch as well. Or it will. It looks like it's going to rip up. That's what it looks like it's going to do. One thing I need to be mindful of is the next level above that is another 69.44. So this might be going for 69.44. So if it's going for 69.44, I mean, I've got enough capital to scale into that. I won't be happy about the whole situation, but I do expect a reaction at least. We would expect a reaction at least around 69.12. So I do expect a reaction there. But that's why, look, it clearly shot through our momentum indicator. So once that happened, that's kind of where I entered the trade. One way I could have avoided that, I guess, is have tight stops on that trade. I would have been stopped out within the next 30 seconds. But I'm still short on that. I think it still wants to tag that lower level. So yeah, Lance, everybody as well, have a great lunch. We'll be currently right around 2,500 in PNL. So I guess it's slow trading day for me. As far as size, like I said, I'm working on my psychological issues. So I don't want to trade at size while I'm working on trying to figure out, or working on building the discipline to not fade the market every moment I get. So that's what I'm working on. So I don't want to trade at size while I'm working on the discipline of trading better. Ooh, look at that CL trade. All right, everybody have a great lunch. We'll see you in a little bit. Join Discord if you haven't. We'll see you in a little bit. I'll stay in audio on Discord, I think, but I'm going to make